Hi, I'm Megan. This is vlog 1 for the Global Learning Project, and I decided for my project that I was going to get to know a South Korean woman named Teresa. She's 24, she has 2 kids, which is we have a little bit of an age gap, but I felt that it was okay and that she's very young for her age, so I feel like we can relate on a lot of topics. So when I video chatted with her, we first off talked about our lives in high school and just being raised in like different like school systems, completely, because she lives all the way in South Korea. And I thought it was really cool that they have classes like dedicated to like manners and learning respect in like elementary school, and they also start learning English from a very young age, which I wasn't really surprised about, just because English is such like a huge language that I've heard of a lot of like international students learning it at a very young age, and I wish we did that too. I wish I could have picked to learn Spanish or something. So, and then we moved into high school, and she said her high school experience was way different. She didn't have dances like we did, and she had like all these classes, but they were geared towards what she wanted to be, what major, kind of like what she wanted to do for the rest of her life, like what career. So what I'm looking for. And high school's in America, I felt like I did more of like a little bit of everything, and then like college is like where I like picked what I wanted to do. But in high school they kind of just like not pick it for you, but you have to decide a lot sooner, which I thought was hard because I changed so much throughout high school that I don't know if I could have picked what I want to be for the rest of my life. And she said she had a lot of fun in high school, but it was just very different, the type of fun that she had. They would go out to eat, and like she'd hang out with her friends, and she worked too. She'd worked from a very young age. I think she started working when she was 14 or 15, but she didn't have any dances really, and high school football games or whatever weren't really even a thing. Like guys would play football, like, but there weren't, like in America it's like this huge thing, and she said it wasn't like that, and girls didn't really play sports at her high school. And she actually has a kid, so I want to talk about her kid's experience. And she said her kid's experience is very different than hers, because she had a kid with a white man, and some of the teachers were treating her son poorly, and some of like the other kids' parents were treating him poorly just because he was half South Korean and half white, which I thought was crazy and relates a lot to what we've been learning in class, that there's even that racism, I think is the word I would use, and like bias, and like the stages of acceptance. The teachers aren't at the acceptance stage, like they are very on the I want all my kids to be fully Korean, and like I will treat you different if you're half white and half Korean, which I thought was crazy. And it just really shows how like racism isn't just like in America, like it's all over the world, and how like their own teachers were treating them different. So I thought that was crazy. And then we talked about our similarities, and the first thing that I thought was really funny was that she said that her favorite food from coming to America was McDonald's, which I thought was hilarious, because it's kind of sad that like the one thing that she loved in like America was McDonald's and like fast food. And some of our differences, that she eats very, very healthy, which I try to eat healthy, but it's way more easier to do that in Korea, just because they have very small portions over a large amount of time. Like they have small portions, but a lot of them over like a span of time, and they'll have like a lot of courses. So I thought that was interesting, and I'm really looking forward to meeting her this weekend when I go celebrate my birthday with my family, because she'll be with my cousins in the Detroit area, because she's friends with one of my cousins. So our first meeting went really well, and we have a lot of similarities and differences just by the way we were brought up and what foods we ate and what we were into and she loves like American clothes and everything, but it's just very hard to get in South Korea. But I'm really looking forward to meeting her.